Matilda Introduction Video 2. So, in the end, what do I want to tell you? That we have to learn how to read books. That's what we have to do. Not to study books, not accept any books, right? We have to read a book with a lot of attention, okay? And in that sense, knowing who the author is, knowing about the historical period, knowing about sociological questions that the book approaches, or knowing all that is kind of secondary. It's very secondary. If the book demands me that I know something like a historical event, that's great. I will search and get to know that historical event. But learning those things without the book asking me, then it doesn't have any point. Okay, that said, keep in mind in the description I'll post 2 videos, I think, called Meeting Thomas, that I really think are important for you. And remember, if you are one of my students, write your name and class in the comments so that I know you have watched the videos, okay? These ones and in Meeting Thomas as well. Well, that said, I'll give you an introduction about row down, and I will break my own rule. Look, but I'm actually not breaking my own rule. Why? Because I'm not giving this information so that we can read Matilda. We can read Matilda without this information, but I want you to know Roald, okay? Roald is a very, very important author in the UK. He is like a Monteiro Lobato there, even though in my opinion he's much better than Monteiro Lobato. Dr. Seuss is like a Monteiro Lobato in the United States. Unfortunately, he's better than our Monteiro Lobato as well. And Roald is a credible writer there in the United Kingdom. It's very interesting because he writes for kids, and when you are writing for a kid, you have to be very honest, because you either tell a very honest and good story, or kids will distract, will get distracted. He wrote a lot of important books. He's the guy who wrote Charlie's Factory. In Portuguese it was translated as A Fantástica Fábrica de Chocolates, right? And he wrote short stories for adults as well. All of them are very, very interesting. So I advise you as you follow these videos, because the videos, you will see they follow a very slow pace, okay? You will have a lot of time between one video and the other. I'm never in a hurry reading the book. That's important for you to know, because I'm not worried about how many pizzas I eat. I'm not worried about that. I'm not worried about how many books you are going to read, and you shouldn't be worried about how many books you read. You should be worried about how much of good literature you get. And this is a very different question, from how many books you read. How much good literature you get. For example, when I'm reading, this guy I said, Thomas Mann, I'm reading in the Portuguese channel I have. And sometimes I spend a whole Sunday, 8 hours, usually on Sunday I work 8 hours with this book, a whole Sunday reading, 2 pages? 2 pages, right? Because I'm not worried about how many pages I read. I'm worried if I have access to that great literature. And sometimes to have access to that great literature, I have to stop, read again, read one more time, think about my life, my experiences, see if I have some experiences like that, or the thing impacts me and I have to digest that. I'm not in a hurry, because I'm worried about how much good literature I get, okay? Here we're going to be worried about that, and we are going to be worried, of course, about how much vocabulary can you internalize. So that's why I'll stop, I'll give examples, I'll ask you to record examples to me, and things like that, okay? Well, next video, I think maybe I'll give you some extra directions, but I have a class right now, so the next video will continue.